Are we live? Things are happening. I see a red button. Oh, did you red button?
Mm-mm.
Red button, red button.
Oh, that was a good stretch.
Yeah.
Whew. I feel alive.
Oh, praise Jesus. Praise the Lord.
Amen. My sister in Christ. Is that what you say?
It's my sister in Christ. Why is that funny? It's not even funny. Oh my God. Is that our new show open?
I think so.
Welcome, my sisters in Christ.
Can you imagine
No.
if we just started
No.
saying that?
No, because that'll piss off the Lord real quick. He's like, I've heard your podcast. You do not get to open with your sisters in Christ. That is not how you get to open your show.
So true.
Lord, I apologize.
What are those dogs?
Mm.
Those super hairy ones that are very shaggy.
Super hairy, shaggy.
Sheeps.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's who my spirit animal is.
Your spirit animal is a sheepdog?
I think so.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's cool.
Somebody from Tax Savers messaged me and said, "Hey, can you tell me if these are business expenses and were personal?" And,
We have people in the live, just so you know.
Thank you.
Okay.
What do they do if it's not business, but I use my business card? Do I get in trouble?
I don't think so. I think they just allocate. They reverse it, like they allocate it. They have to do like math or something to take it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been using my business card for a while.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Because my other one.
Know. Yeah, just tell them.
Okay.
Yeah, just tell them. It'll be fine.
She's like, "Are these business expenses?" It's like metaphysical crystal store.
It could be for you though. Why not?
Bob's Cheeseburgers. Town.
All right. So I think we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Are you bouncing? Okay. Yep. All right. That's
Tell her I said thank you.
Yeah, Katie's under the weather, so she's gonna bounce.
Tell her I said thank you.
Tiffany says thank you, but please do text me and let me know what's going on.
I will.
Okay.
And tell her that we're gonna need a doctor's note. So.
Oh no, I've seen proof. She's allowed to go.
All right.
She's allowed to go.
That was nice of her to come by and do that anyway.
Yeah. 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 Yippers. All right. So, welcome to Take It or Leave It, an advice-ish podcast that's now we're sisters in Christ. So, we're just going to get started running with a Bible verse. No, we're not.
Meredith.
We're not.
So far.
You're right. All right. Welcome to Take It or Leave It. I am one of your hosts, Meredith Masony.
And I'm Tiffany Jenkins. This podcast will discuss all things marriage, motherhood, and everything in between. Please remember, we're not professionals at anything you may actually need. So any advice we give you, you can take
or leave because it might be crap. On today's episode of Take It or Leave It, we'll catch up on graduation and the family trip we took and the shenanigans.
Your busy life. We're catching up on your awesome busy life.
Well, we missed a podcast. We missed a week.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So that's what happened last, asshole. And so that's why I was saying we could talk about that. And then obviously anything that you want to talk about, burgers, crystals.
Point. That's the point, Meredith. While we talk about your trip to Kirks and Caicos.
I didn't go to Kirks and Caicos.
We're going to talk about my trip from the bathroom to the bed because I don't do shit.
So you haven't done anything all
Nothing.
week? Nothing.
Nothing. I went to every single showing of my daughter's play. That's it.
Oh, let's start there.
Okay.
That sounds wonderful. I
Yes.
didn't realize that Chloe's play was this past week.
Yes. It
Oh.
was.
Okay. What was the name of the play?
Matilda?
Oh, your favorite.
Yes. Except it was the what do you call it? I don't know if it's British or English or
Version of it, you mean?
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
My mommy says I'm a miracle. My daddy says. So they all have accents.
Mm-hmm.
And all day in my house while I'm just walking around, I'm like, we are revolting children. We come out because I watched I know it by heart. I know the play by heart now. And
I
I'm
love
just
that.
doing dishes and singing show tunes.
I think that that's great. So just tell us about it, because that's a big deal. I mean, I love that Chloe has already done a full production of Matilda at 7.
Yes. 8. But
8.
she didn't make it in time to audition. I'm not going to name names, but one of her parents, the female, never took her to audition because whatever. I didn't know if she was going to do it or not. Her friend was like very much, come on, Chloe's going to love it, da da da. But I wasn't sure about the commitment. So at the last moment, I made the decision to sign her up. And because I waited so long, she got a backup part like of the kids ensemble. So she came out and she sang and danced, but she didn't have like a lead, which I'll never hear the end of. Every single time I'm like, you did so great. She's like, yeah, you know what? I could have done better. Matilda. If I was Matilda, I could have probably done a little better, but somebody didn't take me to audition. But yeah, so they have multiple showings of it, and it was great. She did great every time. I cried just watching her out there. She kept getting really embarrassed because I was just staring at her like this every time.
I love that.
She's like, stop, Mom. Stop it. And so then I would ask, I'm like, do you not want me to look at you? She's like, no, I do. I'm just pretending like I don't.
Well, that's great. But this is going to have to be the first of many.
Oh, yeah. She's a natural. So, we just have to work on harnessing her power.
Oh, well, of course. But seriously, she was born for this. Like, theater is 100% in her future.
I agree.
She is so animated. I mean, and that's the whole thing with like Broadway and the stage and all of that. I mean, she has that.
Yeah.
She is so incredibly animated. So I think it's going to be great. So what do they do? Take a little bit of time off before they go into the next production?
Yeah. And then there's another production. You could sign them up if you want. And I'll say this, it was 3 months. Practice was 3 times a week, I think 2 to 3 times a week. And it was like 2.5 hours per practice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of work for 4 or 5 shows. Even Chloe was like, Mom, we did 3 months worth of work for only 5 days worth of shows. And I'm like, I know, that's how it is. She's like, and then we never do it ever again. And I was like, I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. She wants to do it again though.
Yeah, I think she should. You know, they probably have. Did you sign her up for like theater summer camp?
No, because it wasn't long enough. Like the days. I need a full day camp.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I know that they have camps because I looked at it because I thought Sophia would be great in theater and she just refused. So, but I tried to sign her up when we first moved over here for theater camp. And she just wasn't having it. So
I've got them at an active camp. I need them moving their little bodies. I'm getting concerned.
Oh, well, of course they need to be in like a full-blown sports all day nonstop. Yeah. I just meant like I didn't know if they had a who knows. Yeah, because I think but anyway, you'll sign her up. She'll go up for the next one. She'll do another play. It'll be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's awesome. So you had to have done something other than that since last week.
No, that's it. That's it. That's literally it. I've been in a funk.
Yeah. I have been worried about you because we've texted back and forth a few times and it was funky.
Yeah, it's just navigating life after divorce.
Mm-hmm.
The dating scene, the friendship scene, the recovery scene, the being alone versus being lonely scene. Like I'm teeter-tottering a line. I'm like, is this concerning that I'm just laying in bed and watching movies, or is this something that people do? Like everything, I feel so guilty when I'm not moving. So I move and I, do shit all over the house. But then I'm like, there's a difference between being productive and being busy. And I think I'm just trying to keep, I don't know. I just don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think that that's finding your balance with that
Mm-hmm.
is probably going to take some time. And because I think you hit the nail on the head when you were like, it's a navigating thing after divorce, because I'm assuming you're talking about times when the kids aren't there.
Yeah.
Right. So I've cracked jokes about this before where it was like, well, if we got divorced and, you had the kids half the time and I had the kids half the time, like you can live next door and I'll just throw them at your house and then you can throw them back to me. And, we've cracked jokes about how much time we would have.
Yeah.
But I think that the reality, the true raw reality of what you're living and what everybody goes through, I would assume in the initial phase after the divorce, is what the fuck am I supposed to do with this time?
Yeah.
Because you're not used to having it. And then you've got the guilt and you've missing the kids and all of the things compound. But I do think that you work through that and then you make it what you need it to be.
The owner of a comedy club is calling me.
Oh, lovely.
Do you think they're trying to offer me a job? I'm not going to answer it. I'm too scared. Sorry about that. But yes, it's very weird. Like I try to picture like if you suddenly were by yourself half the time. I feel like while the emotional stuff would suck, you'd be pretty self-sufficient. Like you would be able to keep yourself busy. Like you're good at routines and shit like that.
Yeah, I am. I love routine. I love schedules. I love monotony. The difference is you don't. So you're trying to make yourself better at something that you don't even enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be like you telling me, which to go and lay down and watch 9 hours of this show in a row. And you would think that sounds like the most glorious thing. But for me, I would be up every 3 minutes. Like, what else can I fold or, you know what I mean? Because it's not the enjoyable thing. So you're beating yourself up over not enjoying something you're not going to enjoy.
Yeah. And not just that. Like when people come over, they're like, oh, with so much free time, why is there so much motherfucking laundry piled up? And it's like, oh, because I don't know what to do with my free time. I don't know. I need stress and pressure in order to make diamonds. So if we're out of clothes and the kids are whining and they're like, Mom, I can't find any clothes for school, then I'm like, okay, I got to do this fucking laundry. But like it takes it being no other option.
That's your ADHD, by the way.
Yeah.
Full force, 100%.
Yeah, it's really, it's so frustrating because I feel like that diagnosis has become so, I don't want to say popular because that makes it sound like it's a trend, but it's become so prevalent, I guess, that I think sometimes it takes away from how seriously like life altering it is to have this form of.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying because right, like everybody has anxiety and everybody has this and everybody has that, but the varying degrees at which people have it and live with it. Like I've lived with you essentially, right? Like we've shared enough hotel space.
Yeah.
I know you were born with this. This isn't something you This isn't something you jumped onto the bandwagon of. I can guarantee it. It's been there a while. And I mean that in a loving way.
I took it that way. It's super validating.
It is not something that you are choosing.
No.
It chose you.
It fucking chose me, dude. It chose me, and I would like it to be gone. I would like it to be gone. And I'll tell you this, which is going to be very controversial, probably. But to me, ADHD medication isn't making things better. It's just making me hyper aware that I'm not doing shit.
So you're still on the ADHD meds?
Yeah. Well, remember, because I'm an addict, I did the kind that wasn't like.
I'm trying to remember, though, because I thought you discontinued one.
I did. I discontinued doing a certain one that started with a C because it made me super manic and out of my mind.
Okay.
And so then I went to another one that is not a stimulant. So it's like long acting, whatever.
Got it.
Yeah. But it doesn't, unless you have tools and you're working hard every single day to go completely against everything you've ever learned, the pills aren't going to fix anything. And I've learned that. And that's why every time I meet with my psychiatrist, I'm like, I don't know. I'm still sleeping all day. I still can't get motivated. I still maybe, my psychiatrist is never like, well, let's up the dosage, because she's very against that. She's like, well, let's try something else. And so it's been, forever of med adjustments and trying to figure out how to live with this new diagnosis that I've always had. I just have a name for it now. And now that there's a name for it, it's so much easier to just be like, well, I suffer from inattentive ADHD, so this is how it is. But I have to learn tools and shit to live with it. And I feel like we talk about this all the time. It's always Tiffany is broken and needs help.
Why? Right, but I don't understand the correlation between you having that and being broken.
Well, because I feel this just triggered a memory in my head of like us having in-depth conversations about me needing like a person here all the time to help me live my, like, I feel like the majority of our conversations are Tiffany's struggling with adulthood. Let's take time and, fucking shine a light on that. And I guess I'm trying to say, I don't want to make it all about me and my whining, because I feel like I do a lot of that.
We all do that. Every person listening to this right now in the chat, we all do that. But your life just think about your life over the past 10 years and the changes that you've seen over the past decade.
Yeah.
I mean, for such a short period of time, when you think about 10 years, right? So, well, let's see this. So you're going to be,
whoa, calm down.
So this year is 39, right? Yeah. So over the past 10 years, and you guys, we all know that I can't count and I don't do math, but if let's call you 40 so that we can make this easy. 1 decade is whatever percent, 25% of your life, right? You see me trying to do the math?
Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah.
I didn't know where you were going.
Yeah. So my point is, this small sliver, you had in this 25%, the most dramatic changes you've ever encountered in your life. Well, maybe that's not true. Which would you say was more?
I'd say it's true.
You would say that this versus the previous 10? Okay. Then if you're saying that, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Then, I mean, just let that simmer for a second and marinate on that shit. Like, you've had the most drastic changes in your life in this 25% that you have been sort of barreling and speeding through. And now you're like, okay, what's next? And that's huge. So I don't think it's wrong to be like, let's talk through this, because you have to also think that there are so many people out there that are listening to this that are having a similar situation. It doesn't have to obviously be that it was a divorce or whatever, but it could be. It could be anything that they've been going through over the past 10 years. Those feelings that you're having for this situation,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That's relatable because they're feeling that in a situation that they're going through. I just can't with this cuteness over here.
Are you taking a picture of your dog in the middle of our heart-to-heart conversation?
Okay, hold on. Can you see this?
It's very Meredith of you. Dave's there? Oh, that's really cute. That's a cute picture.
Yeah, I had to take that.
What's
Okay.
Dave's bum ass doing just laying over there listening?
He's asleep, but he has a call in 20 minutes, so I'm going to have to wake him up, but I'm going to give him 20 more minutes. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, so that's what I think my doctoral, non-PhD, non-MD ass thinks of that.
Yeah.
And
sure.
I also do think that you've been very vocal about the fact that you are a codependent person.
Oh. Yeah.
And so, and we've talked about
Which
the fact.
is so weird because I'm also not. I'm such a detacher. It's so easy for me to detach.
Yeah.
But I think when it comes to people, like a very small group of people, I'm very codependent. And that, yeah, big time. I was thinking about doing some Codependence Anonymous work, like the book and meetings.
I like that.
I was thinking about it, but
that white flag app that you've talked about before, are those types of things that you could throw in there as well? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, of course. And there was a lady who was super helpful in the beginning, whatever. Anyway, yes, but you just, I don't know what it's going to take other than being reincarnated as a completely different person. I just don't know that a person like me is meant to thrive alone. But then again, I certainly wasn't thriving with a partner either.
There you go.
But I think the difference is it didn't feel like the weight of the world was only on my shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it feels like kind of every day.
Right. Yeah, it's heavy shit to navigate through.
Yeah, but I'll be okay. I'm just saying I haven't done anything this week is my point. I haven't left the fucking house. I took a shower.
Oh, good.
I did a load of laundry. That's it.
Okay.
What about you?
Oh, yeah. So the month of May was a long one.
The worst.
We finally did have graduation. It was wonderful. I really was proud of myself. I pretty much kept it together. I didn't have a ton of tears. Obviously there were. I did cry, but I tried to keep it at less of a wailing and more of a, this is, I was just really proud, excited for him. And then we had family come in. It was great. My brother, the baby, the youngest one, his wife and their 2 kids, whom are adorable. The baby is 8 months old and Raylan is 3 and just super cute.
I remember when Raylan was a baby.
Mm-hmm, but they're like, like she's a toddler, right? So it's like the embodiment of meth, what meth would be as a person, really, like it's just, and it's hilarious because you forget when you're so far removed to have that in your house and be like, I can't entertain you. I don't have toys. or
Mhm.
things. And so I'm just like, Bluey, you want to watch Bluey? It's Bluey time. Do you want to maybe turn on this Bluey? We can watch Bluey if you want.
Mhm.
Like, I don't even know what Bluey is, but I know he's popular and you must
Mhm.
love him. And but she was so cute. She um I'm talking about the fact that I had to like babysit her once for maybe an hour and a half out of the whole entire weekend. I'm talking about one segment of an hour and a half. And she was so cute. She followed me around. I did her makeup. She wanted to me to dress her up like a cat. So it was very, I was like, I can do cat makeup, no problem. Sit still. And it was wonderful. We had a blast. It was great spending time with them. My parents came in, Dave's parents came in. We had the big shebang graduation party. By the way, I didn't take a single photo.
Oh, wow.
I did not take one picture at the graduation party.
Oh, did anybody?
I got a few from some people that had texted, but I was so in the moment of being at the party, talking with people, watching what was going on, enjoying company.
Love.
I did not take a single fucking photo.
I love it.
It was great, but then I kind of kicked myself because I was like, we didn't have a family photo together. We did. And I was like, what an idiot. But it's totally fine. I have the memories. And so we did that. And then the next day was like a rush blur to getting packed and prepared to go on the trip with 5 teenagers to the Dominican Republic. So that was a lot. But we did get in. We had a blast at the resort. The kids were the 3 18-year-olds were pretty much intoxicated from the moment we got to the resort and they got their wristbands until the flight out, where they continued to buy beer at the airport because they were still allowed to because they're 18.
Oh my gosh. You were responsible for 3 drunk 18-year-olds?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. So, and they were actually very well behaved. It was great. I was able to watch them kind of from afar. I was able to, they were required to check in. They were required to be back in their room at a specific time.
What are their parents like? Are their parents like, these are the rules, like, or are they chill?
We all kind of had a conversation when we booked the trip. We had a chat. Everybody was on the same page. We talked with the boys prior to the trip. They were all required to check in with their own parents because I'm like, you're adults. I'm not checking in with your parents. You check in with your parents. And they all did. And there was only one instance where, because there were really only a couple of rules. Number one, you don't swim at the beach after dark, which is my own personal rule
I
because
was just going to ask.
that's just a Jaws thing for me. The second one was you can't leave the property of the resort under any circumstance. And the third one was you stay together as a group. One should never be alone. There's 3 of you. You just don't separate. It should never be 2 and 1. It's all 3 together. If you're at this bar, then you sit at this bar. If you're at that restaurant, then you sit at that restaurant. But day 1, 2 of them ended up in the hotel room asleep and 1 stayed at the bar. And at 3 a.m., I realized he wasn't back in his room yet. And we had to go hunting. And he was on his way back. And I was like, did we break a cardinal rule? Less than 12 hours since being here. And so then we had a rules refresher course, breakfast of day 2. And then there was never another issue.
Awesome.
And so it was totally fine. It was just, he was like, I didn't know that he left and I was still there. And I was like, dude, how did you not know you were alone? And he's like, I was drinking at the bar. I thought he was still there. And I was like, okay, well, that was your one time. The next time it goes to, you don't get to drink at the bar and you don't get to be at the bar because you're not responsible enough.
If he's anything like me when I used to drink, not only did he think his friends were still there, but he was talking to them the whole time.
No, they were very, very well behaved to be 3 18-year-olds drinking on a resort. They were really good. There was only one night I kept hearing this singing and I was like, who the fuck is singing? And it was like 2 a.m. and I opened the door to our hotel room and one of them is laying face down. The other one was doing cartwheels in the grass, and Matthias was singing as loud as he could, and what I think he thought was dancing. And then there were two Frenchmen watching.
What?
And I was like,
Excuse me?
it was a very international resort. And I was like, and all I could do is hear them speaking French, and they were kind of clapping. And I was like, I don't know what's going on out here.
Oh my gosh.
But not only is this weird, I don't like it. Go to your room. And the Frenchmen were like, woo, is it we? And I was like, oh my God.
Where's the potty going?
It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And so I just started screaming, and they were like, oh, sorry, Miss Meredith. And they all ran into the room.
Wait. So were the boys like putting on a show?
I
like,
don't know, but it
they're
made me.
singing in cartwheels.
It
And
made
the
me
Frenchmen are like, wee wee.
I was so uncomfortable. And it was like 3 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So I was like woken up from like a dead sleep to see this. And it was odd. In a very, it was very weird. And so then they ran into the room, and I was like, what the fuck kind of talent show was that? Like, it was the worst.
So funny.
So that was, anyway, but they had a blast. And the nice thing about the resort that we went to is there was always an activity. Every day they had
that's not
volleyball tournaments, pickleball tournaments, ping pong tournaments. They had paddleboarding, kayaking, snorkeling. Like, there was an activity scheduled every hour on the hour. Dave became a full-blown archery master. I mean, like, it was just nonstop activity after activity after activity. So they were busy the whole time. And it was a great place for kids because of that, right? Like, it was a very kid family centered, because people are like, oh, you had a luxury vacation. I said, I wouldn't call it luxury in the sense of, like, I don't know, the finer things. Like, it's cafeteria style dining. You know what I mean? Like, it was like you go in and it's all buffet. Like, it wasn't like a sit down, like fancy, swanky, like tablecloth kind of thing. It was all family style. Like, everything about this resort was family style. So it was a great one for a place to take your kids, and you can sit at the beach while they're running around doing a million activities. So it was great.
That's good. I'm really glad you had a great time. I'm not jealous at all. I'm super happy for you that you got to experience that.
Well, you could come with us next time.
Do you need a passport?
Yeah, but you have a passport.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'd zoom. Cool. Yeah, maybe. I need to do something.
You need to do something. Yeah. Well, so yeah. So anyway. Yeah, because I think we're definitely going to go back next year. Because it was very reasonably priced, and I was able to do the payment plan over I paid every month. And so made it a lot easier.
I love it.
Yeah,
well,
so
good for you. You deserve it. I hope you got to rest a little bit.
I did rest. And then we got home. The travel day back was a bitch. I won't ever do it the way I did it. Because we flew in and didn't arrive until 9:30 p.m. And then we had to drive back from Miami. So we got home just shy of 4 a.m.
Ew.
Yeah, so that was rough. Won't do that again. So Monday and Tuesday were very, rent hit you with a bus. Yesterday, I did finally get to the grocery store and, Costco, and I did the things. But it was
go grocery shopping, do you buy stuff for specific recipes?
So I do things a little bit differently now. So some of the stuff, like my pantry staple stuff, I get just delivered to the house because I know exactly what I'll need each month. Like, I know I'll run out of carton almond milk, original unflavored almond milk, because I use that for mac and cheese or whatever, those types of things. And then if it's like yesterday, I went and I bought ingredients only for 3 meals. That's all I bought, because I knew that that's the stuff that I was going to cook last night, tonight, and tomorrow.
Okay.
So I do things, some things get shipped to my house. Sometimes I've been doing Home Chef on and off for several years, and I turned it off when we left. because I didn't want, I didn't need the deliveries. So I turned them off, and I'll probably keep them off over the summer because I'm not super busy.
Right.
Right. But then like when it's sports season, it's like, just send it to my fucking door.
Mm.
So it's just I like cycle with things like, okay, I need this right now. Okay, I'm going to turn it off. I don't need it right now. I need grocery delivery right now, or I need whatever. So it
Gotcha.
just depends. I do a lot of different things. Some things are subscribe and save just off of Amazon. Like it's all over the place, which can be difficult because then you're like, what? Do I actually still need this? So you have to I have to make notes and be like, I have to turn this one off because I have 3 months extra of it.
I have no clue what the fuck you're saying right now.
Like sometimes when you do subscribe and save and it shows up every single month,
Oh,
if I
on
didn't use it,
Amazon?
then I have excess. So then I have to go in and be like, turn it off. So it just depends. So anyway, yeah, but that was it. Now we're
Shoot.
what?
I forgot my baby daddy messaged me something this morning. Oh, all right, never mind. He wrote yo at 8:46 and I wrote sup at 9, and then I forgot all about it till just now, but he didn't write me back. So
Well, then, yeah,
it
you
was
don't have to
nothing
worry about it.
important.
That's funny that you wrote sup because let's see. Yesterday at 8:31, I got a message from Chloe that just said sup.
Are you serious?
Yep. And I said, hi, Chloe. She says hi. I said, how are you doing? She said, good. And I sent her a dancing cat.
That's so freaking cute.
And
that
that's
she
just
messaged you.
Those are our conversations.
And then she didn't write back?
Nope. She's just like you.
That's so funny.
So it's like,
me up.
I know she thinks of me, but then once she's got my attention, she's like, don't want to talk to you anymore.
Yeah, I get that.
Yep. I know. You do it to me too. So I get it.
Well,
yeah.
We've got some business meetings today, Meredith.
We do. We have 3 lined up in the pipe. Is it
I'm not
pipe?
I don't like that. No, but I'm not going to be able to make it to the one, I don't think.
Which one?
The 24th.
Okay.
Because I have a live right at noon, which I can move it, but I'd rather
It's
not.
okay. The biggest ones are today and Monday.
I haven't even heard about the Monday one. What do you mean? The
Monday,
biggest ones?
Monday
what?
2 p.m. I sent you all of this information.
No.
I love you.
I'm going to be at the hair salon.
You can't miss this one.
I'll be there.
You'll be in the Zoom Monday at 2
the
p.m.
hair salon.
I don't care.
Okay. Wait. My appointment's not till 2:30. This is the first time I've gotten my hair done in 6 months. I need it so bad.
I need you to listen to me. This is up to you. Maybe you feel differently about it. But
what do you mean you sent it to me? I don't have it.
Okay. Let's go back, shall we?
Thursday at noon.
So this is what I started with. Do we want to talk about this yet or no?
I mean, not in detail, but just like exciting little something.
So I started sending you things like opposites attract, peas and carrots.
Oh, yeah. I was,
You ignored all of that. Just sent you invite
ridiculous.
for the meeting on the 24th. Also, we have a call at noon tomorrow. I'll send you the Zoom.
Yep.
Also,
show me where it says anything about Tuesday.
Not Tuesday, Monday.
Or that day.
Well, yesterday at 8:18 in the morning, I wrote, I just got us a meeting with so-and-so, a meeting Monday with a potential manager from blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah, you did.
And then I emailed you. So let's go into the sent folder.
I'm feeling pretty confident.
Yesterday, forward Zoom meeting from Meredith Masony. Meeting Monday, June 10th, 2 p.m. Eastern. Forwarded.
Lies.
Nope, not a lie. It's in my sent. I sent you all of them.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Why isn't it on my calendar? Because I haven't hit yes?
Yep.
Damn, you did. All right. My
Yeah.
bad. My
Did
bad.
anybody think I didn't? Is the real question, other than you.
I was feeling really confident, Meredith.
Were you? That's funny.
All right, I'll be there. You know what? Things are in the works, people.
Mm.
You think we just sit around our houses and cry about being alone all the time? No, we make things happen. So be ready for that.
Yeah.
You know, I got the sweetest email today.
Mm.
And I have to be in the right mental headspace to go through my emails. But there's this lady, and she's like, I just want to let you know that I have major depressive disorder. And Tioli is the only thing that makes me smile nowadays.
Oh,
I know. And I was like, what?
wow.
It's so crazy because to me, I just show up here. Half the time, I don't know what's going on. I'm just here because we've been doing this for so long. It's like the highlight of my week. We just shoot the shit. But the fact that it makes other people smile, it blows my mind and confuses me.
Mhm.
And I'm so grateful. Reading shit like that makes me want to do a better job.
But I think that your point of what you were saying, where it's like we half the time we don't know what's going on. This is what we do. I think that's the 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 beauty of it is that we're here to just have a conversation and chat about life because we're all going through this shit storm. I
Yeah,
mean, that's what it is, right? Like it's a shit storm. So
different shit, same
right.
storm.
Yeah, we're all dealing with something, a variation of various things, but let's just talk about what that is and how we're making it through.
I love that, Meredith. And I have a question for you.
Mm,
I've been asking all my friends,
okay.
and you have to answer honestly.
Okay.
Are you currently enjoying your life?
Yes.
Yes, you're enjoying life. You're happy.
Yes, but that doesn't mean it isn't hard.
No, I know, but you can confidently say, I'm happy and I'm enjoying life right now.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
You're the only person who has answered this as yes, just so you
Oh.
know. And the people that I polled in my personal life so far, you're the only person who says yes. And I thought for a second, I was like, all right, so none of us are happy and enjoying life right now. We're all just kind of like, but no, there are some people like yourself that are happy.
Because it's not one or the other. It's not black or white.
Go on.
Life is gray. That's where we live. We live in the gray.
I just saw
So
a shirt about that somewhere.
we live in the gray. So it's there are these you can have moments of bliss and moments of sheer terror and panic and moments of utter contentment and moments of fuck me, like what's next? And it's all gray. I don't believe in black and white.
You have moments of bliss?
Sure.
All right.
You can have moments of bliss.
You just have to acknowledge them when they're there. Like you have to look for them. You have to.
Okay. Chloe's performance.
Yeah.
You were
on
sitting
night
there.
one, there was a moment of bliss.
There you go. You were sitting there. I know you felt like you were going to explode with pride, I'm sure.
I know.
Because I've watched you watch your kids, and I know what that, like, you can read it all over you.
That's really sweet to hear. I think my thing is in those moments, they're so quickly overshadowed with what do I have to do when I get out of here? What's going on after this? What's the next thing? And I don't know how to stay present in those blissful moments. And I think I'm so busy looking for or the bad moments and being like, see, like confirmation bias, like everything's really hard right now. See, that it takes a perspective shift to look for the beauty in the small things. I guess it's just hard when you don't leave your dungeon to find those moments.
I do think you have to come out of your comfort zone to an extent to be able to be like, yeah, to experience those things and see other things, and feel those other things. And some, like being outside, just getting some sun on your face,
Yeah.
taking a walk around the neighborhood. I mean, I know you don't like to do those types of things, but it is clinically proven to move your body and get some sunshine to get that, sort of mojo going. So I think, and you were doing good. You guys were going all to the gym.
Yeah. And then I had that surgery.
Yeah.
I just got to get back into it.
Yeah. I think that routine can be really positive. It's almost time. Can be really positive. I know that you don't like routine, but I think you were loving it when you were doing your gym thing with your friends. So I think if you're allowed to get back to that now,
I am.
Then I'd say I'd push you to go back to it and do it.
Yeah. Do you hear this? The batteries in my fire detector are broken.
Oh,
Do you hear
no.
it?
Is it chirping?
Yeah.
You got to change that.
Yeah. I just noticed it this morning.
Yeah. You got to get a ladder. You have a ladder?
Yeah. I have a ladder.
Yeah. You got to change that.
I just don't know really. All right. I'll figure it out.
You got to take it off the wall.
Yeah. But doesn't it go off when you do that?
No, you'll push the switch and then pop the back of it off.
Okay.
Can
you come over and just do it?
I would love to. I wish I was there.
Me too.
Compound living.
I know. I saw a place in Tennessee,
Oh,
865. It's 3 houses. I was
Three
about
houses.
to look into buying it, but then I'm like, oh shit, you need money.
Yeah. And you'd be in the middle of probably nowhere in Tennessee.
Yeah, I know, but we'd be together.
Yeah, but there'd be bears. For sure.
Okay. Well, I'll befriend a bear.
I don't think it's like Yogi.
Oh. Yogi, Winnie the Pooh?
Mm-mm. No, but that reminds me of that movie that I watched. Did you watch that documentary about the bear man?
Cocaine Bear?
No, the bear man. The guy, what the fuck was his name?
Bear Grylls?
No.
Or the guy who recorded his death?
The guy who recorded his death.
I didn't watch the documentary, but I've heard the story.
I watched it. And it is out there. You would enjoy it.
Would I?
You would. It was weird from beginning to end.
I love a good weird doc.
And I was just like, what is happening? And it was this guy who he believed truly in his heart of hearts that he was saving this bear population in Alaska. And he lived off the grid with them for several months at a time and migrated with them up until they went into hibernation for like a decade. I'm not exactly sure how he was protecting them. They never really explained how he believed he was protecting them up until the moment that the bear ate him and his girlfriend. Yeah. And I'm not spoiling anything because immediately with the documentary that he was eaten. But I mean, it was out there. It was like, oh, okay. Like it was out there, but it did kind of like remind me of like Tiger King.
Did it?
To an extent. Yeah.
Do you remember Tiger King?
Yeah,
what a
I
weird
do.
time to be alive, dude.
Yeah, that was a weird one. It's so funny because like Tiger King had been around, but nobody found it until the pandemic.
I don't think I knew that. I don't think I knew it had been around.
It was. I didn't realize it until after I watched it. I was like, oh my God, because it was made prior to Tiger King. Let's see. Oh, wait, maybe it did only air in 2020. I lied. It aired March 2020, literally. So it was, what I'm saying is it was pre-pandemic that they recorded this whole doc and did everything, but they launched it literally at the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And we were all so enthralled. How could you
Carol
not be?
Baskin.
How could you not be, though, with that story? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was wild. It was so wild.
Oh, it was. Oh, it was.
I talked to an inmate yesterday.
I saw that.
Yeah. So I went to my P.O. box for the first time in like 8 months, and I got this letter from this inmate, and I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. And he basically wrote, like, hey, I just read your book here in jail, and I'm passing it around to other addicts in here. Thank you so much. It helped me. And he went on to share his story and how when he gets out, he wants to share his story with other people. And I was going to write him back and be like a pen pal. But then he, at the end of his letter, he said, here's my number for Chirp, which is, I guess, a jail texting program.
Really?
Which I didn't understand or know, like, who pays for it or what. But I sent a message and I was like, hello, is this so-and-so? He's like, who's this?
How do they get, do they have access to cell phones in jail?
I didn't get specific.
Okay.
I didn't ask. I did. Let me see what, I think I kind of wrote, like, at one point I said, here, I'll just tell you. Hello, this message is for blank. Is this the right number? And he wrote, who is this? I wrote, my name is Tiffany. He said, okay, what's up? Do I know you? I said, is this blank? Because I didn't want to say who I was until I was sure. And he said, yes, who are you? And I was like, hi, I just wanted to make sure it was you before I gave any detailed info. My name is Tiffany Jenkins. I just wanted to thank you so much for sending me such an awesome letter and tell you how much it meant to me. And then he talked about my book, blah, 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 blah. And then I said some stuff. And then he said, thank you. You just made my whole day. And I really think that my story will help people that struggle with addiction. I want to help people because the struggle is definitely real. And I think I can make a difference. And I thought that was so cool. I was like, I think you can too. And we need more strong male voices out here talking about the real shit. I don't know how much longer you have, but I run a couple of podcasts and we'd love to have you as a guest once you get situated and settled into life and are ready to share your story. And then I wrote, he started telling me about his girl or whatever. And I wrote, how does texting in jail work? Do you have to pay for these? And he said, yes, you have to pay for the text. You know, nothing in jail is free, but he didn't specify.
So it comes out of their commissary money. I'm
guessing.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to take up any more of his time. And I'm like, oh, well, I feel bad because I'm not putting money on him.
Right. Yeah. But no, I think that is money well spent for him to have that conversation with you. And I mean, that just shows the ripple effect that you have.
It was so cool to hear that the book's been passed around the jail because that's the whole reason that I made it a book.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Is like, have you ever thought, and I'm sure you do this, so please ignore me if, but when you're having those moments, and this is obviously easier said than done, but when you're laying there and you just feel like, you know, your body doesn't want to move, could you say to yourself, like, my book is being passed around these jail cells and the work that I did is empowering others to do good work too. I need to get up today and go do XYZ. Like, motivate yourself with the power of what you've already done and created.
I don't know if it would work because I feel it feels fake.
But you have that letter. Hold the letters. I mean, and it's not like that's the only one.
Yeah.
I mean, you have these letters, you have these, communications, you know that this is a thing.
Because it's from 2017. You know what I mean? Like, those words are from 2017.
Those words will always be true, no matter the year, 2090, 3020, 5060.
Yeah.
Those words will always be true and they will always make a difference.
Maybe I'll pin the letter up on my wall.
I'm just saying, like, lean into the good that you've created and use that, harness it.
Mhm.
And I get that that's hard because I do the same thing. If you're in the middle of a funk and you're like, it's all fucking sucks and is terrible and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Because it's not like we all have those moments. I definitely have those moments. And I'm not saying that I don't even have them weekly or, at some points daily. And I'm not saying that I do this. I'm giving advice that I probably don't ever do, but I think that it's important to remember, because I get, I'm thankful too because I get these emails. I got an email the other day that was talking about how somebody was like, "I'm so glad you've been sharing your hormone journey, and I'm really appreciative that your husband has been willing to do that too because the information that you gave me sent us to a doctor, and we found out that my husband has low T and has complications as a result of that we didn't even realize." And he's got XYZ, and he wouldn't have gone to the doctor if I hadn't shown him your live that you did with your husband.
That's awesome.
And she's like, "So I know that you do all these other things, but I want you to know that you were able to reach us in a very specific, important, like, medical way."
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh, that's amazing." And I was like, "I'm so happy that you were able to get to a doctor and you got blood work and are able to kind of go down this path." And because I think these things are so important, right? Like, I've been talking about advocating for your own health from day one. Like, that's why I was blessed to be able to start this journey, is because of, thinking I was going to kick the bucket and advocating for my own health, figuring out how to do that. So I agree with you. Like, so I do try to remember those things. And when I see those emails that I get, or like you get a letter from whatever, like, I do think it's not just okay, but it's important that we sit there for a minute and be like, this is good. This is why I do this. Right. Because, we all have a why.
Right.
And your why is very important. And your why didn't go away because 2017 turned into 2018.
Yeah.
So to say, well, it happened in 2017, right? But it's constantly happening.
Yes. Thank you, friend.
It's fluid.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah. This is just a stupid idiot chapter. And
it's not. It's a learning chapter. They're fucking all learning chapters. All of them.
I think I'm just hot because I'm in a sweater. It's putting me in a bad mood. I just got really angry.
Listen, sister in Christ, I need you to calm down.
Maybe that's what I need, a little bit of Jesus.
Yeah, he's listening. And he's going, sweet Lord, I can't believe they published this shit.
I know. All right, anything else?
No, I think that's great. I'm so happy that we were able to get back into the swing of things. And yeah, so I hope that we will see you guys next time for another episode of
Take It or
Leave It. And
Advice-ish podcast
for
hosted
by
two
struggling
moms who have no idea what we're doing.
I have no idea what we're doing. We'll see you next time, guys.
Sorry. Love you.
Tiffany, you stay. Okay. Red button, red button.
Bye, everyone. I'm not farting. That's my chair.